3, 2, 1.
You go. Happy December! Yeah?
Damn, that was good.
Do I sound like Santa? I got the Santa hat on. I have a lipstick on too. True love.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel and happy December.
Yay! It's the best month of the year!
This is our favorite month. I don't know about you, but we love it because Christmas is almost here.
We love Christmas. I love Christmas trees. I love Christmas music. I love Christmas movies. I love Disney in Christmas time.
Funny you should mention that because we're doing a video about Disney in December.
It's probably our #1 asked anything. What do we do about Disney in December? What do we pack? What's the weather like? What is there to do? All kinds of questions about Disney in December. So we're just gonna jump right into it and talk about the best time to go to Disney in December. And it's gonna be the first 2 weeks of December.
Why?
Because it is the times when crowds are the lowest.
We don't like crowds.
No, we don't. Sometimes it doesn't bother people, but it bothers us. It doesn't bother us. We would just prefer to not go when you're shoulder to shoulder and have to cling to hands and everything to get through crowds and wait for 60 minutes to ride absolutely anything, including like the flying elephants. Like, that's just not my cup of tea.
So we went to Disney in December last year in 2014, and we were there the
13th through the 18th.
When we went, we didn't think that the crowds were gonna be very bad at all because we were still there like a full week and a half before Christmas, which we knew was gonna be busy. But
we had actually read all kinds of like blogs and like crowd calendars and all kinds of stuff, and everybody had predicted it to not be that crowded. But we actually got there and it was packed. Granted, it was not as bad as it gets, but it was still really crowded for what we were used to.
And it was different than we anticipated. That was the biggest thing.
But we did ask a guy and he said that it's not the same every year. He said the year before it was nothing like it was last year. So because it was really busy, I guess the 3rd week when we went to Disney, well, I guess 2.5 to the beginning of the 3rd week when we went, it wasn't the year before. So because it was for us, that doesn't mean it will be for you. And that just leaves us with the worst time to go to Disney is the last 2 weeks of December, anywhere from the week of Christmas on through New Year's. December 25th is actually Disney's busiest day. It gets packed. I think it actually reaches capacity sometimes. I've heard, don't quote me on that, but I think that it has reached capacity before. My dad and my mom have taken my little brother there on Christmas, and he said he will never go back on Christmas Day because it is literally packed. Shoulder to shoulder, person to person. It ruined him for the entire month of December. He will not go back.
We said, hey, do you think you'll ever go back in December with us? He said, no, absolutely not.
No, and it's not bad in the first week of December because we have friends that have been the first week and they loved it. Park was practically empty because you have to think about kids. They're still in school the first weeks of December because finals are taking place. Anytime basically that students are in school, it's a good time to go. That's how you can look at it.
In a nutshell.
And also, holidays in general are times that you want to avoid if you want to avoid crowds. They're the busiest times to visit.
So, the next probably most asked question we got is, what's the weather like in December in Florida? Which is something that we really had no idea about until we were there last year. Like, we figured it would still be warm. We figured it might get a little cool, but we actually didn't know what to expect either. So our advice is dress in layers.
Pack a little bit of everything. Pack shorts, pack pants, pack sweatpants, pack long sleeve and short sleeve shirts, and pack a light jacket. You don't need a heavy winter coat for sure. You don't need a fuzzy hat and earmuffs and gloves. You might do gloves if you want, but you know, you don't need heavy winter attire. Like, you just need light gear for just chilly weather, like wind weather.
Yeah, to me the wind was the thing that made it chilly last year. Like for me, I just wore a t-shirt with a light jacket over it, kind of like some light sweatpants, tennis shoes, pretty much what you wore too,
Yeah.
for the most part.
I wore sweatpants, tennis shoes, a t-shirt, and a black cardigan the entire time, pretty much. I wore it nearly every day. I don't think I ever wore shorts.
I wore shorts a couple times, but I still had a light jacket with me just to throw over if I got
I
chilly.
wore capris. I do think that capris are a great thing. I think it is a great medium to bring is capris. They're perfect. You have a little breeze, but you're still pretty covered just to keep a little warmth. So I definitely think capris are the go-to if you don't want to bring a lot of shorts and a lot of pants. Just bring some capris, meet you in the middle, bam, you're good to go.
I think temperature-wise, you could kind of expect kind of 70s during the day, kind of maybe lower 50s at night. That's
Yeah.
about like what it was for us.
It was pretty chilly in the morning. If you watch
Yeah.
our Disney vlogs, you can see me walking, like leaving the rooms, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cold, because I wasn't expecting it. And I was just, it wasn't that I was just like freezing. I just wasn't expecting to be cold, so it made me feel colder.
So the other thing you want to make sure that you bring with you, in addition to all these clothes or whatever, is you're still in Florida, it's still sunny, bring sunscreen.
Even if it's 20 degrees
Even
outside,
if it's 20 degrees.
bring sunscreen, because you can still sunburn.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how cold it is, the sun is still out. And Disney did not believe in shade except for Animal Kingdom. Like, there's no shade and you will get burnt if you burn easily. So definitely at least bring a little stick for your face and maybe rub some on the top of your shoulders. A lot of people have asked us, did you still bring sunscreen? Did you wear sunscreen? We didn't, because we had our shoulders covered up.
Yeah.
And I have makeup that has SPF in it. But if you don't, like if you're a guy, go ahead and put it on. Jared wears sunscreen just because he burns easily. But definitely still bring sunscreen. That's the question we get asked a lot.
So the second thing that we thought about as far as when to plan or what to plan about your trip in December that made a difference for us, it may not for you, but for us, the theme of the resort you stay in December can make a huge difference on your trip. Example, we stayed at the Caribbean beach during December, which is a tropical themed place. It's
summer themed,
the Caribbean beach, hello.
Yeah, so it basically took hot weather themed and threw it in the middle of December with it being chilly outside. So it kind of just like disrupted like the Christmassy, wintry feeling with the surroundings. It was just kind of harder to get into the Christmassy theming. It's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah.
But for us, it was just not the place for us to stay in December. It would be better for us to stay somewhere that was
like the Wilderness Lodge. I mean, it's like, hello, you stay there and you think of winter, or you think of colder weather, like because a huge fireplace is there, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so like that, or if you can't afford Wilderness Lodge, which, you know, is out of our price range right now, somewhere like Port Orleans would be great for winter time, because it is just so romantic and so cozy. So we definitely recommend somewhere like Port Orleans for Christmas time. And I'm sure that we haven't seen it during Christmas time, but we're sure that it is beautiful during Christmas time.
Yeah, and it's kind of like at Caribbean Beach, it's like, oh, they have all these cool pools, but it's
you
also
can't use them.
it's
It
cold
has
outside.
one of the cool. Coronado and Caribbean have the coolest pools in moderate resorts, but like we couldn't even hardly use them. There was people that were swimming, but like there was no way that I was gonna get in that pool and then get out and freeze. It was cold. It was cold enough to not want to get out of a heated pool and have to walk back to my room soaking wet.
That sounded like the worst idea ever.
So the theming of your resort, whether it matters to you or not, it did matter to us. So can kind of keep that in mind whenever you're picking your resort in December.
It made us realize that's something that we'll think about depending on what time of the year we plan a trip.
Because your resort is not just somewhere you sleep at Disney. It is so much more than a hotel room. It is a resort, and it is still a piece of Disney. It's like leaving the parks and going to a sleeping park. Like, it's just totally different than regular places. It's still a part of Disney, and so it's good to kind of keep the theming just holiday friendly.
Yeah. Moving on to the real reason why you want to go to Disney during December, and that's because of the events that are special to that time of year that you can only see during December.
They're so awesome.
Some people like Halloween for Mickey's Not So Scary, but to us, we don't see how it could be Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party whatsoever, because it was so much fun when we went last year.
So the different events that happen at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is it snows on Main Street. That's probably one of the coolest things. Mickey's Christmas Time Parade happens, which is something that you can only see during Mickey's Christmas Party. And there's all kinds of characters that you don't see as much in the parks. You can still see them around and during different kinds of events, but you get to see them in the parade. You see a special holiday wishes that you can only see at Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. It's just awesome. And one thing we will say, I don't know if this goes for every single night, but for us when we went, it was so crowded all of the other nights that we went. And the one night that we went to Magic Kingdom for the Christmas party, it was well worth the money that we spent on the tickets.
Definitely.
Because they only sell a limited number. So the park is not as crowded as it would be if everybody and their mama got to come. And so we got to ride so much that night. We pretty much covered the whole park in one night, where we didn't get to do hardly anything the other nights. We got to do so much. And actually, we didn't even watch Holiday Wishes. We actually halfway watched it from Barnstormers, which is really cool. It was probably one of the coolest firework experiences we've ever done.
Really neat.
We got to stay on Barnstormers for like 5 times because there was nobody in line, and so we just stayed on it and watched Holiday Wishes, which is so awesome.
That was my favorite thing. Like, everybody's there to see the parade and to do all the things.
Everybody
just for that.
runs up to watch Holiday Wishes in the parade, so people aren't in line for the rides.
We got on and off Splash Mountain like as many times as we wanted to.
I think we rode it 5 times.
The same for Space Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain. It was just like basically whatever
Which
we
was
wanted
a
to do.
huge deal from going from our first day at Magic Kingdom, where we rode 2 rides from 3 o'clock till 2 a.m. in the morning.
Huge advantage of being there.
Yeah, I think we rode, we rode something and we rode Space Mountain, and that was it. We granted half some part of the day we went to eat, but we went from doing 2 rides to doing everything, and that was thanks to spending the extra money and going to the Christmas party. So if you do go towards Christmas, definitely get tickets to the Christmas party. Okay, so the tickets this year, they change yearly. Sometimes they increase, sometimes they're not as much, but usually they do increase. For adults, it's $74 around about on different nights and closer towards Christmas. I think it gets more expensive. They're $74 for adults, and they're about $69 for children, which is 3 to 9. If you're under 3, you get in free. So they consider 10 years and up an adult. Disney has odd numbers for adults. And tax is not included in those prices. And do keep in mind that it is different whichever day you go and different times of December.
One cool thing that changes at Magic Kingdom during December is the Jungle Cruise changes to
the Jingle Cruise.
So I think like basically what they do is they hang Christmas lights and change up some of the theme throughout the ride and on the boat and that sort of thing.
We were worried that we weren't going to get to see it, but we finally got to see it the last minute last year, and it was really cool. And I was worried that you weren't going to be able to see all this stuff, but it was really cool because they ended up putting spotlights on it so you could see all this stuff at night.
Yeah.
And they hung Christmas lights on everything, and it was really neat. And they do change the storyline too, and it was really neat. So if you've been on it 1,000 times and you're like, I already know all this stuff,
it will
go
be a
during
little
Christmas
different.
because it's different. Moving on to Epcot, they do holidays around the world, which we didn't see this, but we've heard a lot about it. Is like they have different Santa Clauses for different countries that come out, and you can see them and talk to them and things like that. And they can show you different countries that celebrate Christmas in different ways that they celebrate.
Biggest thing I think that we noticed while we were there are the different shows that are available during this time. During the day, there's Joyful, which is kind of like a choir type of thing. And then at night, they have the Candlelight Procession, which is kind of like a telling of the story of Christmas, but it also has like a celebrity that narrates it while you're there. I know some people that are narrating this year are like Gary Sinise, Neil Patrick Harris is there a few nights.
Whoopi Goldberg.
Whoopi Goldberg, yeah. And it also, in addition to that, like they have a live orchestra playing while the story is being told.
Beautiful.
And you can like reserve like a special dinner to be able to get to see it too, because apparently the line can get really long as far as people waiting to see it. We didn't actually get to see it last year, but I've read that can be the case. The celebrity narrators do change on different nights, so it's not like the same person each night or for the entire time or anything like that.
And they do list whatever narrator is going to be on Disney's website,
Yeah,
so you can check it. So if you have a certain one that you want to hear, be sure to check it out on their website. So moving to what is probably my favorite thing, and sadly, I don't even know if I want to talk about this. I might cry.
It's my favorite too.
The Osborne Spectacle lights.
Last year, folks, if you're planning on going for this year and you're going and you're going to be there in December, you have to go see them.
They are phenomenal, and I don't use that word very much. They are incredible. They are like absolutely nothing you will ever see, ever, ever, ever. They will just bring you to tears. It is amazing. If I had to choose Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party or going to see the lights at Hollywood Studios, I would do the lights. Number one, they're free.
Yeah.
And number two, it's just amazing. It is a streets and streets and streets and buildings full of lights. Like every square inch full of lights, and I'm a sucker for Christmas lights, and it just makes me cry. Like, it is amazing, and I cannot believe that they're taking it away. People come from all over the world just to see that. I just don't understand what's wrong with you, Disney. So definitely, if you're going this year, go see it. It is the last year, and you will not regret it. It is just incredible, and something that is even more magical is it snows.
It does snow. Looking back on all our favorite memories from Disney World, one moment doesn't stick out more to me than the night that we went to Hollywood Studios to see the lights. Like when they come on for the first time, or the music started, or like the lights started to move.
That was the best memory I think we have
like,
at Disney.
And making vlogs, like that's the time that I was most able to put myself back in that same moment and feel the exact same way.
So we're really sad that they're taking them away, but if you have the chance to see them this December, definitely go see them before they take them away, because they're awesome.
Another cool thing about Disney World during this time is they have all these different Christmas trees everywhere, and most of them are massive. Definitely
go to all the parks if you can and see all the different park trees. Each one has a different theme. Our favorite one is Animal Kingdom.
It was so neat.
It's really awesome. But also, if you have time, go to all the resorts. Go park hopping and go resort hopping. They awesome. Have really cool things. Our favorite thing to see at all the resorts is the Grand Floridian Gingerbread House. It is massive. It is so huge. Cool. It's like 2 stories nearly, and it is
made entirely
amazing.
Out of gingerbread.
Yes, and it has all the listed ingredients of all the things it took to make it, and it's just, I don't know, I've never seen anything like it in my life. So definitely go see that if you get a chance. And
the carousel?
Yeah, at the beach club, they have a carousel that rotates that's made out of gingerbread.
And then also there was this huge like village set or like model of all these different things at the yacht club.
At Christmas Village, and I love Christmas villages, so if you like those, that is going to be really cool. And something else that is really cool is if you transport from park to park or from wherever you're going by boat, our favorite thing that happened to us on our last trip was we had a really cool guy, and he sang us Christmas carols, and it was really, really cool. So the coolest thing about Disney is not only do they add magic just by adding so much Disney everywhere, but they add it extra during the holidays and during December. So December is a great time to go. We were happy that we got to check that month off of our bucket list. We are trying to go every month that we can and trying to check all the months of the year off, and we are happy that we got that one off because that is by far one of our favorites. I think our favorite so far is still May, but December is still up there.
It was awesome. So we wanted to let y'all know that we're about to start filming our first Q&A in the next few weeks, and it's going to be posted the first Monday in January.
You can ask us our questions on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. And you can ask those using the hashtag AskDisneyAtHeart. and we will probably be doing 2 Q&As. So you can ask us as many questions as you want. You can ask us personal ones, things about Disney, because we're probably going to be doing a Disney Q&A and a personal Q&A. So anything you want to ask, just ask it and we'll try our best to answer as many as we can. So that's what we're going to try to break it into 2 different videos. That way we can answer more questions.
It's gonna be fun. We look forward to the questions that y'all have for us.
Yeah, we're really excited. We've never done one before, but we finally hit 3,000 subscribers, so we thought it was about time.
Thank you guys for watching us and for subscribing.
Yep, it's been a fun journey, so thanks for coming along with us. That is it for this video, guys. We hope you enjoyed it and we hope it helped you out. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and let us know when your next trip to Disney is, or if you are going in December, or what your favorite thing to do is. And until next time, I guess we'll see you Monday.
Bye, guys.
Bye.